We have a code red in your weather for a freeze warning. I'll tell you how far that temperature will fall.
Plus, President Trump visits Nashville.
Fox 17 tracking his tour around the Music City area, the rallies and the protests.
And mapping out the road closures for the president's visit. What you need to know, we'll get you around it and steer clear traffic.
Fox 17, your only local news source, live 7 to 9.
You're watching Fox 17 This Morning with A.J. Hilton, Jennifer Waddell, Skywatch 17 meteorologist Craig Edwards, and Steer Clear Traffic with Samantha Russell. This is Fox 17 This Morning.
President Donald Trump is visiting Nashville, arriving in just a few hours. Fox 17 with complete coverage of the presidential visit. Fox 17 has team coverage with crews spread out across the mid-state to alert you and get you ready for this presidential visit.
We have crews at Municipal Auditorium, at the MTA station downtown, and here in the Fox 17 studio covering all angles for you today.
We begin right now, though, with that code red for your Skywatch 17 forecast. We have a freeze warning for the mid-state. Fox 17 meteorologist Craig Edwards alerting you to how cold it's going to be. And we were saying earlier, we hope the president and his team are bringing the warm coats.
I'm sure they are. Aren't they going to Detroit before they come here?
They'll be okay then.
It's a lot colder there than it is here. But yes, we do have a code red because we have a warning for freezing temperatures in the area.
I want to show you another map I made here on Apple TV to show you some road closures happening around Municipal Auditorium along James Robertson Parkway. This will be shut down starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon, stretching from 5th Avenue North all the way down to 3rd Avenue North. But earlier than that, at noon today, you can see Municipal Auditorium right here shut down Gay Street between James Robertson Parkway and 5th Avenue North, and also 5th Avenue running from James Robertson all the way down to Charlotte. But that's not it. Coming up, we're going to break down the routes we think the president will be taking from Berry Field up to the Hermitage and then eventually to Municipal Auditorium. Interstates could be involved, and that can mean a messy commute later on today. That's all coming up on Fox 17 this morning.
And continuing coverage, President Donald Trump visiting Nashville today. This will be his second campaign stop since his inauguration and his first trip to Nashville since he became the president.
And, you know, interesting to say campaign. We were just talking to a local expert who said we're still seeing a campaign style effect here, not really so presidential. Fox 17 does have complete coverage of the presidential visit today, though. And here's what you need to know. President Trump will fly into Berry Field Air Base. Traffic Jam Sam was just mentioning this. That's over near Nashville International Airport, and we've mapped it out here on the map for you. The Secret Service is not giving an exact time or route for this plan.
After that, Mr. Trump will visit the Hermitage. That's the home of President Andrew Jackson. Then President Trump is holding a rally at Municipal Auditorium, of course, right in the heart of downtown Nashville. All of those stops will involve major road closures and detours.
Yeah, Sam was just showing you a little bit of that. We're going to tell you now we've got a closer look at some of these events. We know during the rally, specifically over at Municipal Auditorium downtown, President Trump will talk about the new Republican Health Care Act and school choice. Not on the agenda for this rally is the president's new immigration order, which goes into effect tomorrow. That will be top of mind, though, for the protesters who are expected to fill the streets right outside Municipal Auditorium. Also developing right now, MSNBC is releasing some of President Trump's tax returns, and he's already responded to that in a tweet this morning. We'll get to that here in just a minute.
Right now, crowds are already gathering at Municipal Auditorium. We're expecting to see thousands of supporters and protesters at today's event. Fox 17's Kelly Rippon is live at the scene with the preview. Kelly.
So AJ, Jen, going to be a very busy day down here in the heart of downtown Nashville.
All right, Kelly, thank you. And regardless of whether you're going to that rally, chances are you'll be affected. You know, we've talked about these three main zones, the Hermitage, over by the airport, and downtown Nashville. And we also know this morning a lot of folks will be affected, especially if they take the city bus.
Fox 17's Harriet Wallace is downtown at the MTA station with what you need to know.
You know, it's going to be a little messy this morning for everyone traveling. Want to give you an idea. If you ride the MTA, if your kids ride the MTA to school, they can ride it this morning. However, the bus station is moving here to the Music City Center area.
Continuing team coverage on President Trump's visit to Nashville. The first stop will be at the Hermitage, Andrew Jackson's historic Tennessee home.
And Fox 17 Samantha Singer is in studio with a closer look at what the president will do during his visit. Samantha, what's planned?
Yeah, President Trump will honor Andrew Jackson's 250th birthday by laying a wreath on his tomb. So it's actually been 35 years since a president visited Jackson's home in Hermitage. Ronald Reagan was there in 1982. So during that wreath-laying ceremony, Andrew Jackson's tomb outside, that'll be also a moment of silence. Mayor Megan Barry and the Tennessee National Guard will be at the ceremony, while all state lawmakers are invited to attend. However, there are people upset about this visit. Andrew Jackson was a slave owner. He instituted the Indian Removal Act of 1830, pushing Native Americans west of the Mississippi. The American Indian Coalition will hold a demonstration by Native Americans and their allies.
We welcome that kind of public discourse. I think that's part of being a democracy, an open democracy. But in this case, it's out of our hands.
The Hermitage CEO and president says every aspect of security and safety measures will be handled by the Secret Service. Now, the president is expected to spend about an hour and a half at the Hermitage, which will then reopen to the public tomorrow for several Andrew Jackson birthday events through Sunday.
All right, Samantha, thank you. We do want to let you know that you can be a part of the Fox 17 news team during this visit today. If you're at a rally, a protest, stuck in traffic, or any other part of President Trump's visit, you can share pictures and videos with us. Want to show you how to do that. All you have to do is download our Fox 17 news app. When you click on it, it's going to take you into the main page. We've got a menu. On the left, click on where it says See It, Send It, and when you do that, it puts you into our Burst app where you can share your pictures and your videos of President Trump in Nashville. We'll be sharing that with you on Fox 17 as we continue our team coverage. Fox 17, your only local news source, 7 to 9.
Well, right now, as we're approaching 12 minutes after 8 o'clock, we've got clear skies. The temperature is up to 25 degrees, and we're going to have bright sunshine today. But we still have a code red because a freeze warning has been issued again. I'll tell you more about that coming up.
Continuing coverage this morning of President Trump's visit, we know traffic will be an issue today, several spots around Nashville.
Yeah, the Secret Service will have road closures and detours in place later today. Take a look. Fox 17 has mapped out 3 locations we mentioned earlier. Berry Field Air Force Base, the Hermitage, and Municipal Auditorium. All 3 of those areas and the traffic around them, it is expected to be, it could be a hassle to get around.
Absolutely. We have Traffic Jam Sam here now alerting you to those road closures that we can expect and mapping out the detours. What's interesting here, and Sam, I know you've been mentioning this, is that the Secret Service is not saying exactly which way he's going to go. So you're giving us a couple of different options.
Some guesstimates, I would call
Guesstimates.
it. And this is just my personal opinion on this. We know that the Secret Service has asked TDOT to suspend the TDOT cameras. So that makes me think that it's going to be interstate traffic or interstate routes because the TDOT cameras are on interstates. So sometimes they take smaller routes, smaller roadways. So we're just going to see. So I want to break it down for you and show you a few different ways that they could be traveling along that motorcade. First, as you heard AJ and Jen say, Berry Field, that Air National Guard, and it's very close to B&A. So they can either hop on Donaldson and stay on Donaldson and take Donaldson onto 70, that's Lebanon Pike, and then onto OHB up to the Hermitage. Or they could take the more traditional route, and I'm kind of leaning toward this one, from, again, Berry Field, Air Force National Guard, up to 40 outbound, and then take Old Hickory, again, to the Hermitage. But that's not it. From there, the Hermitage, they will be traveling to Municipal Auditorium, where Fox 17's Kelly Rippon is this morning.
It is 8:30. Thanks for joining us for Fox 17 this morning. It is Wednesday, March 15th. I'm AJ Hilton.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Fox 17 is your only local news source from 7 to 9. And we have 2 big stories today. We have President Trump visiting Nashville and a code red for your Skywatch 17 weather because of a freeze warning in the midstate.
We do have complete team coverage of Mr. Trump's presidential visit with crews spread out all across the midstate and in studio tracking today's events and the road closures you can expect.
We begin right now with a code red for your Skywatch 17 forecast. We've been talking about the freeze warning this morning. Craig, now you're saying we could have more coming tonight?
It looks like it 2 nights of this with temperatures down into the 20s, so some really cold air. That's opposed to what we've been experiencing so far for the winter. So once again, a code red, not just for this morning's temperatures, which are still in the 20s, but for tonight as well. Beginning at around 8 o'clock tonight, the temperature will get down to 32 degrees. So beyond that.
And happening today, as we've been mentioning, President Trump is going to be in Nashville. He'll be here later this afternoon. Fox 17 has complete team coverage of that visit with crews spread out across the midstate.
And to give us some context and perspective, Fox 17 is talking throughout this morning with some local experts as well. Earlier this morning, we had planned to talk with the Democratic side, former Hillary Clinton campaign strategist Holly McCall. She wasn't able to make it to get here because of her car's trouble.
Yeah, but we can tell you that we are joined live this morning by Republican Congressman Marsha Blackburn. Want to say good morning and thanks for taking a few minutes with us. We know you have a busy schedule today. Tell us, Congressman, exactly how you're involved in the president's visit.
Well, I'm delighted that he is coming to Nashville, and I will join him this afternoon late at Municipal Auditorium and speak to the crowd before he arrives.
The White House not releasing any specific information about what President Trump will be saying during his rally, but here's what we know so far. President Trump going to be discussing the new Republican Health Care Act, which you just heard Representative Marsha Blackburn just talking about.
That's right. It is top of mind. Of course, we're getting closer to delivering on that big campaign promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. Right now, the Republican Health Care Act still going through changes in Washington.
Also on the president's agenda today, education. We could hear President Trump discussing school choice and voucher systems.
Fox 17 will have complete coverage of the presidential visit with crews spread out across the entire mid-state. Fox 17's Harriet Wallace right now live on Legislative Plaza at a news conference.
We begin with Fox 17's Kelly Rippon at Municipal Auditorium, where President Trump will arrive in just a couple of hours. Kelly, I understand there's already a line to get in.
Oh, I mean, these folks, some of them have been out here since 4 o'clock in the morning, and the line is starting to grow, as you can see behind me. I have to admit, even personally, that sun coming up has made a big difference in the temperature out here, although it's still very cold.
Speaking of President Trump, his health care repeal could mean changes to your Medicare and Medicaid plans.
Fox 17's Harriet Wallace is live at Legislative Plaza, where some GOP lawmakers just wrapped up a news conference about some of their concerns. Harriet.
Jen, and they rolled out all of their plans. It's seen right here in this letter what they're asking. Now, 11 lawmakers signed this letter, 11 Republican lawmakers. One of them, Representative Jeremy Faison, just held that press conference.
And we have continuing coverage now of President Trump's visit to Nashville today.
Fox 17 Samantha Singer is in studio with where Nashville Mayor Megan Barry will be during the president's time in Music City. Samantha.
Well, Mayor Megan Barry will not attend the president's rally tonight at 6:30 at Municipal Auditorium. So the mayor's office says the White House did not invite Mayor Barry to greet the president at the airport. But Mayor Barry will join President Trump at Andrew Jackson's Hermitage, our 7th president's home. There will be a private ceremony honoring Jackson's 250th birthday. Now, during that ceremony this afternoon, the president will lay the presidential wreath on Jackson's tomb, tour the Hermitage mansion, and speak briefly on the front porch. The president is expected to spend about an hour and a half at the Hermitage before heading to Municipal Auditorium.